Miss Marie Holiday. Welcome to another one of my live stream lectures. I'm out here on this walking trail, and they also look like they got a softball game tournament going on with the kids out here playing. That's one of the things I like about coming out here is so much you can do with your family, sports, walking, just meeting people. They got grilling going on out here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you all these kids out playing, and they are doing a. Before I get into my part, let me go ahead and drink me some water because it's kind of hot out here. Just give me a second. Come on, Doug. Come on, Doug. Let's go. Come on, baby. Let's enjoy a little bit of this game before I get going. They are really doing good out there. It's so great when kids are involved in sports, outside, socialization. It's just a phenomenal thing. It really is. It's a lot of people out here today on Veterans Day. That's really good to see. It really is. So with that being said, let's get on down to today's lecture, which is a very important topic I want to talk about, and I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, is, people need to stop having the mindset thinking a GoFundMe is not life insurance. A GoFundMe is not life insurance. If you, and I see so much of that over the past several years, using GoFundMe for various things, but specifically using GoFundMe as life insurance. As an responsible adult, I don't care if you're male or female, as a responsible adult, you owe it to yourself, your children, your loved ones, significant other, to make sure you have life insurance on yourself as a responsible adult. GoFundMe is not life insurance, because I'm gonna tell you something. When people die, I'm gonna keep it real. Rather it's from a long time illness or unexpectedly, and it causes a great impact, emotional and financial negative impact on that mother, father, sister, brother, child who got to figure out how they're going to bury this person who died unexpectedly, rather they were sick or not. And that has a toll on people. You'll be surprised how many people I have spoke to people, listened to people. You will be surprised how many full-grown people getting their behind up and going to work every day, sometimes working multiple jobs, and then you find out that they died or for an accident or whatever, and then you find out they had no life insurance. That's the first thing any funeral home gonna ask. I don't care if the person's young, middle-aged, old, child, infant, teenager, 20s and 30s or 40s or older. When they have to contact that funeral home, that is the first question that they are going to ask. Do the person have a life insurance policy on them? That's question number one. And the answer is going to only be two answers, yes or no. And if the answer is yes, then fine. That takes a great burden. That takes great stress or for that loved one who got to make preparations for those final expenses without creating financial destruction. It can be a mother, father, sister, child, niece, or whoever, because I'm going to tell you something. It is going, if the person has no life insurance, it is going to have an impact on somebody in that family, whether you accept that or not. And then if they don't have life insurance, that's what I've been noticing over the past several years based off watching social media and et cetera, listening to people. That's why you begin to see more and more of these advertisements of GoFundMe to help bury this person. GoFundMe, the person didn't have no life insurance. GoFundMe, we need 10 or 15 or 20 or whatever $1,000 to bury this person. You see these GoFundMe eliciting help to bury this person. And people need to stop having the mindset that GoFundMe is a life insurance. I've had discussions with people working jobs and literally said because when you work for a company, or you can have your own private life insurance, or you can get it through your job, and you can have the option to select or decline. I have had conversations with people who are working full-time jobs, and they deliberately made the decision not to select to get the company health insurance and life insurance, because they literally say, oh, I don't want all that extra money coming out of my paycheck. And you're not understanding that you're going to get a company discount. I've talked to people who selected, oh, I don't want that extra money coming out of my check, but you're spending more than you would have been paying when you're going out to eat every day. Going shopping for the latest electronics, clothes, jewelry, taking trips, multiple trips throughout the year. You know, you're going to spend more money on with going out spending if you have a habit of going to Starbucks every day and spending that $4 or $5 on that specialty drink. Add that up throughout the week and throughout the month. You ain't spending that kind of money on no life insurance. So a responsible adult, they need to make sure. You know, I have adult nieces and I have adult nephews and adult cousins, and we need to be comfortable in having these conversations with adult members in your family. It's like, hey, by the way, do you have, I'm keeping it real, do you have life insurance policy on you in the event you are killed, so your final arrangements can be taken care of? Because you got young children. You got young children, so that's more of a reason to make sure your behind got life insurance on you, so you can leave something for your child. So your adult siblings ain't got to try to pull money together to bury you because you failed and neglect to get a policy on yourself. And life insurance don't cost that much. You don't even have to have a job, and you can pull money together to pay for a life insurance policy. You know, one of the economical, I'm not marketing this, I knew way back, as far back as I can remember. And I grew up in the projects when my mom ain't had no money. I remember back in the day, I'm going old school now, but my mother knew enough to know that I'm going to have life insurance on myself and my children. That was way back in the day when the insurance man came knocking on the door to collect the premium. I remember that from early childhood. You know, and you're talking about somebody dirt poor, but knew my mother had enough mindset to know, I'm going to make sure I got life insurance on me, and I'm going to make sure I got life insurance on my children, because it don't cost that much. It doesn't. And I remember those days, that insurance man coming out to collect that money every single month. And I'm sure that many people who's listening to this live stream can relate to what I am talking about. So I say that to say, if you got somebody dirt poor back in the era when I grew up, raised in the projects, my mama didn't have 2 cents to her name, but she had enough mindset to know, I'm going to make sure my family got life insurance. So you got people now in the here and now, making whatever their income it is. I don't care if they're making 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, and they ain't even got no damn life insurance on themselves. That's unacceptable as an adult. GoFundMe is not life insurance. When I had my daughter 30 years ago, 5 years old, and I got that girl policy. And even though she's in the military doing good, I still got that girl policy on her. It increases in value when you become an adult. And that policy, let me break this thing down to you. That girl policy that I purchased for my child when she was 5 days old is $64 a year, and it does not increase. If you trust me, you spending more than $64 a year when you go eat at fast food a couple of times a week. When you get coffee, $64 a year. And I have no doubt that what I observed in my mother when I was a child, knowing the importance of handling your business, handling your affairs, having that will, having that life insurance. Straight from the hood, my mother had a will, had them policies in place. You got folks making six figures and don't even have life insurance in place because they spending and splurging and they want to be cheap. This is a control. It is out of control. And if you owe it to yourself, share this lecture. Share this. I know people getting up and going to work full time right now on jobs with no life insurance because they cheap. And they want to leave that burden on their family members. They want to leave that burden. They can have a child in high school and mess around and die. So now that child in high school worried about how I'm going to bury my mother. No child should be worried about if their mother died at a young age and they're in high school or middle school or elementary, because children are wise. And they find out my mother didn't have no life insurance. High school, tore up emotionally because they're going to know enough to know my mama can't get no burial. We got to get this money from somewhere. Why would you want to put your child through that? Why would you want to put your child or your niece or your nephew or your sibling or your mother, if you are a full-grown person and they ain't got no life insurance and your mother's still alive or your parents still alive and you die and you in that emotional turmoil, I'm telling you, this thing out of control. This thing is out of control and it's getting worse. You can go on social media right now. You can go on any one of them different social medias right now and find various GoFundMe to help bury so and so. Sometimes you go to gas stations and you see the little sign up near the cashier or GoFundMe to help bury this loved one or whoever. And GoFundMe is not life insurance. Life insurance can build cash value. That Gerber policy I bought on my daughter over 30 years ago has built cash value. Throughout the years, I'm sitting down having discussions grown woman in regards to the value of having life insurance. Let me show you this policy that I took out on you when you were 5 years old and all the cash value it has developed over the years. And oh, by the way, just because life insurance is developing cash value, don't go in and tap in and pull out that money. A life insurance policy is not an ATM machine. No, let that money sit there and grow in the event when you really need it, if you're down unexpectedly and your loved ones don't have to go through financial destruction trying to bury you in it, etc. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your child. You owe it to yourself to have life insurance on you. It costs pennies. And I'm here to tell you, even though I'm a veteran, I've always had my own separate life insurance outside of the job, because you want your own. Yeah, you can have insurance through the job, but still make sure don't just depend on that job insurance, because you may leave that job or you may retire, you may get fired from that job. Have your own discussions with your family so they can know where that policy is, and etc. In my life insurance policy through USAA, they send me periodic status reports on my life insurance policy, let me know what the cash value is. They sent me a report telling me that my life insurance policy is paid for 10 years in the future. But even though my policy is paid for 10 years in the future, I still pay the payment every month. So that means that the doggone policy will just forever be paid up in the future. And I'm here to tell you, and sit down and have those discussions. So like I said, share this information. Mark your calendar for December the 2nd, 2023. I'm gonna do a power lecture from 11 a.m. to 12 noon. I'm gonna do a topic on, I'm gonna introduce the Johari one. I've done that before. I'm gonna talk about the value of a traditional job and a couple of other more topics. Share this information. That's all I have. I see I got supporters chiming in. And with that being said, simplify, simple fidelis. And I'm gonna leave you in the care of your own conscience. Have a great day.